Alright guys, sorry it took so long to get it done. I have been dealing with a really nasty flu bug, not COVID, but it made it really hard for me to breathe, so I had to take a break and get my lungs back. We were given these, a swag, and they're really nice, great lanyards. Unfortunately, even against the white backdrop, it's not going to work, so I'm going to be using blue sash, just so it's visible what I'm doing. Once again, you have the double under, the mix, or the double over. Those are the only ones that we went over. If you want more, you're going to have to ask for more information from that or explore on your own. I'm going to be working exclusively with the double under for this video set. The reason we like it in this version is that when she throws a punch, I can use the block with the sash itself, but I can reinforce it with my forearm. Left side, right side. I can pop it up, and I can throw it down. Down works good to pull her off balance, especially when you start really moving. But we didn't get into that a whole lot, so again, if you're curious, ask. Maybe I'll make another video for you guys. The biggest one that we went through was the block set. Bud, please. The fact that the scarf does not get involved until I want it to allows me to choose when I'm going to employ it as a tool or weapon. The question that I had a lot, arms straight out, was the difference between what I was doing and what some of you guys were doing. The difference is wordage, so you can understand it. Some of you guys were doing what's known as a wind, which is just rolling this around the arm this way, or this way, versus what I was doing, which was weaving the arms. So from that block, and it can be done through that hand, to the inside here as well, I just prefer to work on the outside because it's harder to get hit from out there. I bring the other side up, so I'm cradling her arm. From there, I get to choose whether I'm going to weave my left hand over or my right hand over. This is what creates that binding. For the first one, from that anchor, I'm going to allow them both to cross, step around to the side so my back is facing her, and I've got the lock for the armbar real smooth. So when she throws the punch, it flows right into the lock nicely. Second one we went over was to go from the outside and continue the wind to the outside. This brings us into a really good center lock or hammer lock position. So as she punches, I go here, I weave and braid and lock it all up and it catches in. And I can either step around or hold it in place and go for the cast throw. The other one that we went over was from that same extension, a punch, allowing the inside hand, because honestly, if you look at it, I'm doing a split entry. I allow the inside hand to start its weave, and I can carry it to the outside, and I have that Korean hand lock. So at a more speed, it ends up going this way. Here, obviously, you get a different view. Check and parry. Both of them come up, and then I allow it to weave, and it locks that in place. I can ripcord this one to pull it tighter if it feels like it's moving all over the place and my knuckles aren't against her. But chances are, just getting this wound is going to put these knuckles right up against her arm, allowing for that takedown. The last thing I wanted to show is the reminder of the striking styles. Everyone's got the basic ones, which is those figure eights into the whip. You have the basic towel pop, which never feels good, especially when you're casting it up towards there. And the last one is that center line strike like you do with a stick. So the first version of that is that snap pop by itself. The second one is extending your body weight into it, taking that step to cause the motion to collapse. When we did it, I showed it from the shoulder line, so you have just the pop, which doesn't go anywhere, but she can attest that that does not feel good, versus pop and then flexing my back and pulling this as tight as I can along that strap line, creating an unbalancing. We're doing it on the shoulder, I'm doing it on the wrist, but in all honesty, I'm seriously thinking here. I better move you this way a little bit. I'm thinking of popping here, or pressurizing here, or popping here, pressurizing here. It doesn't have to be the front of the face, it's just that's the one that's going to get the most bang for your buck. It's going to ruin their ability to breathe, their ability to see. But to do it across the ear line would suck too. You might get some inner ear damage, distort their balance, catching the side of the neck, in either the pop or the pop and push. The flick obviously works really, really well when you're working. Close that up just in case. For face line, it doesn't take much to cause that an issue. And because you already know where that is, if you grab your own hand, you can feed that into that double overhand and get the rest of the line going. The figure eight is fantastic, especially if you got the lanyard and you have your keys on the end of it. Now this becomes a weighted flail as opposed to just a fabric. Let's see, 3 strikes, then between weaving and winding, pop control, hang, pass, parry. Yeah, I think I covered everything that I covered at the seminar. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to get a hold of me, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. If I can't do it with words, I'll get back on the radio, get back on the video. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.